after a fantastic, remarkable showing midweek. Not just in the Champions League, but even in the Europa League. Correct scores, correct outcomes. Just Bilbao cost us missing that damn penalty. But either way, we can continue looking to build upon that momentum heading into Matchday 32. On average, we spent 1 hour and 36 minutes per game, which is lower than our usual amount. The reason being is that most of the matches were easier to analyze. But don't get it twisted, we are still continuing upon the current algorithm, which has brought us some incredible success after that initial disaster showing a weekend and a half ago. So we are building upon that, don't worry. And we'll start with tonight's match. Udinese versus Milan. Udinese have caused a lot of the top teams in Italy plenty of problems. However, Milan, can we even consider them a top team? They're a very unorthodox team. Under Conceição, they have been incredibly inconsistent. Believe it or not, stylistically, this one is a good matchup for Milan. Udinese's fullback struggled defensively. Milan will be looking with Pulisic and Leao to attack them. Keep an eye on Jovic, who's in incredible form. I expect him to come off the bench and score. Milan to win. I've gone 2-1. Pretty confident about this. Moving on to tomorrow's games. We'll begin with the one at the Etihad between Manchester City and Crystal Palace. Believe it or not, the toughest game I had to analyze this weekend. Palace come into this game undefeated in, 8 league matches, but they're without their captain, Gueye, who is a big loss for them. And Nketiah's also missing, he's suspended as well. Manchester City, it's a very weird City team. The selection against Manchester United, it was a disaster. I expect Pep to revert similar to what we're looking at here with the 2 wingers starting, potentially Grealish number 10, more importantly Nico Gonzalez starting. Without Haaland, I feel like they're going to try build up with not conceding. Like that has to be the base for City, I think. They've not conceded in the last 2 matches. Gvardiol and Ruben Diaz seem to be forming a very excellent partnership. I'm hoping the same continues for my 2-0 Manchester City spoiler. I'm a little bit worried about Eze, who's in good form. Mateta obviously can cause problems, but I think City, it'll be a cagey game. Under 2.5 is a lock. I've gone 2-0 City. City have to win to keep up the pace with the other Champions League chasing teams, and I expect them to do so. Where are the goals coming from? Marmoush will get one. The other one, I'm not so sure. But it'll be 2-0 City. Moving on to the other game in the Premier League which I analysed, which is Arsenal versus Brentford at the Emirates. As we can see here, it's a heavily rotated Arsenal team. I believe no chance of precipitation, which plays to some degree in Arsenal's favour, but I'm looking at that lineup. With the Real Madrid game coming up, even with Liverpool losing last weekend, I was surprised by Arteta's reaction when he dropped points against Everton. It seems like Arsenal genuinely believe they could still win the league. But after that match, with the Real Madrid game squeezed in between this, I can't see Arsenal winning this football match. I just can't see it. Brentford are on a 5-6 winning streak away from home in the league prior to the Newcastle game, which of course they lost, but it's not like they played bad in that game. The safe one for me here is 1-1 between the two. Arsenal, Brentford. Brentford have a goal in them for sure. I'm confident about that. So yeah, avoid Arsenal. 1-1. They're not winning this game. Then moving on to Italy. Inter Cagliari, Juventus Lecce. Very similar games for me. Both Cagliari and Lecce are struggling to score goals at the moment. With the Inter team, again, we got the Bayern Bayern game coming up on Wednesday, so there'll be one eye on that for sure. But it does seem like most of the core will be their start, and Inter, of course, have to win. We're in a title race. 2-0 Inter. I hope Lauti can continue building up from that performance against Bayern in good form, against the team he loves scoring against in the past. He's got a fantastic record. Lauti to score, Inter 2-0, no BTTS. Juventus game, very, very similar. No BTTS. Lecce are struggling for goals. They're struggling for results. Juventus under Tudor, they do look better. 2-0 Juventus. Then we had, before we get to Barca, we have a big game in Germany. Bayern Munich versus Dortmund. Both teams suffered defeat midweek. Both teams need a result. Bayern have to continue winning if they want to win the league. Dortmund have to win if they want to play Champions League football next season. They lose here, their hopes are almost negligible. Don't pay too much attention to that Dortmund defeat against Barcelona. This is a Dortmund team that is creating chances against a Bayern Munich team who defensively look very, very poor. I expect both teams to score here. I'm going 2-2. I done a combined 11 between the two teams here. I went Kobel in goal. I went Ryerson right back. I went Dyer and Kim central centre back. So again, Bayern have the advantage in the centre back pairing. Stanisic left back. I went with Kimmich and Gross. Gross was suspended against Barca. He was a big loss. Then I went Olise, Brandt, Adeyemi, Kane. Adeyemi versus Leimer. Keep an eye on that matchup. He can cause him plenty of problems. 2-2 between these two teams. And then, of course, in the Barcelona game, Barcelona undefeated in 2025. But they did lose at home to Leganes, which was a big surprise at the time. Leganes have a fantastic manager who I rate very, very highly. But as you can see, they are also struggling for results. They're scoring plenty of goals, but they're conceding plenty. And they're going up against the best attacking team in world football at the moment. As you can see, a very strong Barcelona team will be expected here. If rotation will happen, it's more likely to happen against Dortmund. They're expecting Yamal will be given a rest. I think he's starting, but we'll see. Either way, Barcelona get their revenge. Both teams to score over 2.5. Barcelona to win. Leganes 1, Barcelona 3. Moving on to Super Sunday. We start at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea defensively look very, very solid. 39% precipitation. Ipswich, even though they've improved, they are conceding goals. Chelsea haven't been able to score many in the Premier League, but I am expecting goals galore. It may not just be raining, it will be raining goals galore. I've gone for Chelsea 4, Ipswich 2. Palmer to get 2 goals. Jackson will be on the score sheet as well. The other one, I think, Evil Saka will score off the bench, George, following his goal in the conference. Ipswich, I believe, can also get at Chelsea. Delap will score. They're going to try and go at them. 4-2, both teams to score. Expect plenty of goals in this game. Then we have Liverpool versus West Ham. I've obviously been the one claiming Liverpool will collapse for time and time. The collapse has happened. Up against West Ham, however, I don't know what it is with West Ham. It just hasn't happened for them all season. On paper, they look like a team that can score. But I don't like them going forward. I really, really don't. Defensively, they're okay. I've gone Liverpool to win 2-0. I think Gakpo will be on the score sheet. Liverpool will get back to winning ways again. They did win against Everton, but of course, 1 win in 4. They'll follow it up again with another win. Liverpool to win with the title virtually wrapped up after Arsenal drop points yet again. Number 20 is on its way, but make no mistake about it. They'll go down as the worst Premier League champions of all time. And don't expect it to be convincing either on Sunday. 2-0. Then I analysed the game at St. James Park, which is a fascinating one for me, between Newcastle and Manchester United. The easy analysis for this is Newcastle have to win for the Champions League. Manchester United have one eye on the Lyon game. What are Manchester United playing for in the league? To finish 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th. You know, but Manchester United are starting to look like a proper team, finally, under Amorant. It's taken longer than it should have. Defensively, Euro, Mazraoui, performing exceptional. In midfield, Casemiro, according to this, will be rested. He's been playing a lot of games. I think it'll be given that he'll be prioritized for the game against Lyon. Xerxes should start ahead of Højlund, who was horrific yet again against Lyon. United will shut off Newcastle more than people expect. But you look at that Newcastle midfield, the amount of pressure they will put on Manchester United, they'll do just enough to win this one. 1-0. Don't expect many goals in this one, unlike the Chelsea game. It'll be 1-0 Newcastle. No BTTS. They'll score eventually. Not sure how it's going to come, the goal. When I close my eyes and I try to visualize, I see Isaac struggling, you know. I really see Isaac struggling. I think it'll come off a set piece. It could be a Fabian Schär, you know. I think it'll be Fabian Schär to score. Then the last game. Oh, sorry. Deportivo Alaves versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid have to win. Real Madrid were a poor showing against Arsenal. Again, you'd expect them to have one eye open for the Arsenal game, but with Barcelona continuing to win, Real Madrid have to win at a stadium whereby many teams have struggled this season. It's not an easy stadium to go to. I do think Real Madrid will win narrowly. I've gone for Madrid to win 2-1. Again, it doesn't look like Real Madrid will keep clean sheets. This is a game where you would assume Vinny, Rodrigo, and Mbappe will be angry after their showing at the Emirates. They want to start to get in form ahead of the game against Arsenal if they want to have any hopes of making some kind of comeback. I do think Mbappe will score. Real Madrid will win 2-1. Then the final game I analysed was the Rome derby between Lazio and Roma. A very, very fascinating game of football. Roma head into this game, if I'm not mistaken, on a 15 undefeated streak in league matches, which is crazy. Remarkable job Ranieri has done. Lazio are coming off a poor showing against Bodo Glimt in the Europa League game. They could have conceded more than the two they conceded. But of course, it's a very peculiar game. I'll be honest with you guys. Roma in the first derby destroyed Lazio. But Dybala out for the season. We watched them against Juventus. They are struggling a little bit going forward. Dovbyk again had a quiet game. He can't seem to be able to string consistent matches or performances. I don't expect Roma to lose this game, especially with Lazio again, similar to the other Europa League teams, have to keep an eye on Thursday. Having already played on the previous Thursday, it'll be 1-1. Very bullish about this. As always, for those that kept faith in me, I thank you guys very, very much. It means a lot to me. We'll be looking to, again, have a very successful weekend. All you have to do is just listen to the spoiler, go with the Phoenix, and it'll be a very successful weekend for you. I'll catch you guys on the next one.